The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome everyone to Changeling the Dreaming Stained Glass, episode 7. God, we have sailed through this. But all the same, hello, I am Maddox. I am your humble and ever-present storyteller, and I'll pass the introductions around the circle here.
Hey everybody, I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Priscilla Rowland, who is known in her kit seeming as Esmeralda the Issue.
Good evening, motherfuckers. I am Junie Von Esch, and I'm here to be Honey motherfucking lady, Honey Badger Swift. And yeah, we're ready to fucking roll. On to our troll.
Wow, how do you follow that? Hi everybody, I'm the Ravenous Archon. I'm going to be playing Oscar Holst, who's known as Redari amongst the trolls and other Kithane of the city of Denver.
Hi, I'm Mischievous Red, and I'm playing Blair Wilson, or Ace Duran, your lovable, mischievous Clericon.
I am Unconscious Celestial, or Cozy Core. I will be playing Eva Oakley, the Satyr, otherwise known as Very.
And we have a full cast again, which is nice. Love that. When last we left off, they picked up their dear satyr from Cheeseman Park, where she popped out of the dreaming, saw a ghost or two or 100, then were chased by a demon horse chimera. And
I wanted to ride it.
Not the only thing, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'd say your funeral, but that implies there'd be enough left to bury. Oh God, I'm so sorry. Your storyteller is blanking on the last half of that episode.
Yeah, there was some Bard's tongue bullshit going on.
Oh, yes, there was.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Something about some unseelie thing, something or other. I don't remember the details.
You know.
Yeah.
Issue getting stabbed with cold iron in the streets of downtown Denver.
The lady in red working for the Duke.
Wait, I believe I said it was, well, why does it feel like it's going to be Unseelie takeover soon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Lady Honey Badger texted that to everybody.
Everybody.
Priscilla and Jolie had already gone to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And
your girl was tired. Real tired.
And while many of you had made your way homes to lay down and get some sleep, at about 10 o'clock, Oscar Holst arrives at the Brown Palace. It's a hotel, so it's still open, of course. Even fancy hotels have to be open a while. You make your way through the lobby and back towards the freehold entrance, get in with no problem whatsoever. You step in, and the freehold is different at night. It's more mellow. The lighting hasn't gone out, but the natural lighting has dimmed itself down to a more manageable level for nighttime eyes. And the hall's empty aside from Lady Charlotte's desk, where she is there, head sideways on her desk, and you can see just rhythmic moving of her torso as she's sleeping.
I'm just gonna gently walk over and tap on the desk.
And she jolts up. There's a paper stuck to the side of her face. No,
Paper was attacking you again, my lady.
It's good to see you. Oscar, how are you?
Are you okay? Is the question.
Perception investigation or perception enigmas, your choice.
Ooh, I don't have enigmas, so it's gonna be investigation, my friend.
I mean, you could use enigmas. It just adds 0 dice to your pool.
You know, does my specialty of small changes count for this?
Yes.
Oh.
It counts to such a painful degree, it's not even funny.
Hello, you mimic of a false person. What is my difficulty?
Let's say difficulty 8.
Well, my friend, it didn't matter that I have a specialty because I didn't roll anything higher than a 5, and I rolled a 1, so that's a botch.
Strange that she was stuttering like that. How can I help you?
I was wondering if I could speak with the Duke. I have learned some things that he should be made aware of.
She stands. I'll go to his office and see if he's available. And she heads down the hall. It takes her a minute or two to walk because it's a big hall, and then turns left and through a doorway.
When the moment she leaves, I put my hand in my rifle bag so that I have my hand on the actual axe haft, and I zip it back up so it looks like I'm holding it like an actual bag, but I'm holding the actual axe in the bag.
All right.
And I will use a couple of moments to just kind of look like I'm fidgeting, but I'm bouncing myself up against a couple of walls and bumping into the chair as a kind of bunk to activate Dragon's Ire 2 on myself.
How aggressively are you bumping into the chairs?
The chairs and desk, I don't want to bump too hard, but I'm definitely going to throw myself at the wall or at whatever kind of accoutrement exists.
You're battering yourself against the environs, as it were.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That'll be a -2 then for bunk on the difficulty.
Is Fade 2 enough for myself?
Absolutely.
Okay. This is
if you want to affect other shit, you need some more, but
yeah, I get you.
Fade 2 is plenty for you.
I got you.
And what are you bunking for, might I ask?
A Dragon's Ire 2 is
those coils be confounding.
It is a defensive ability that increases the difficulty to attack me by 2.
All right.
So 2 successes is what I got.
Okay.
Because of 1. Because I shouldn't have talked to Yuri in the chat.
All right. As you've bunked and are now just sitting prepared, probably just, are you sitting or are you standing?
No, standing.
Okay.
I am preparing myself mentally for the worst case scenario if the Duke doesn't give me the answers I want.
Okay. And Lady Charlotte comes back out about 5 minutes later, then walks over to you. She does not shout across the Great Hall, but walks over to you. The Duke is not in right now. I cannot find him. Is there any message I can pass along?
Could you possibly tell me where I could find him outside of the palace?
I would guess at his home, but no one knows where that is.
How much do you trust him?
How much do I trust the Duke? He is our Duke. I do trust him. He's one of the most fair and communicative leaders I've ever worked for.
Is Lady Charlotte Housequidian as well?
She is.
Okay. My lady, I've recently been told of some nefarious dealings I had a hand in before, and that they were erased at the Duke's bequest. I don't know if I can trust him anymore.
That's a rather heavy accusation, Oscar.
I
You
understand.
sure?
I've been trying to come to terms with it, and there is something dark that has started to pop up. I was hoping he could give me answers.
I'm sorry that he's not here to help.
So am I.
Would you tell me what's going on?
I was accused of being an extortionist for the house.
For the house, we wouldn't send anyone out to extort.
Under the Duke's orders. Which is why I wanted to hear it from him more than anyone else.
And now I see why this is so difficult. Are you certain it was on his orders?
This is what I was told. And the person had several others that vouched for him.
She stares at you for a second, Oscar. Well, you're not lying. It's just hard to believe. How Squidian wouldn't extort people? That's one of the most dishonorable things that could be done.
This is what I said.
Who did you hear this from? How do you know they're a reliable source?
They were in some, I cannot remember its name, but it was a bar that I was urged to go to. There was a note whose ink disappeared after I read it. Lady, what do you know of a Lady Rhiannon?
Lady Rhiannon? She's the Duke's assistant. She squired under him at one point in both their noble careers.
Is she here?
I haven't seen Lady Rhiannon in almost 4 days now. She's been rather busy since the explosion.
Was she here during the explosion when we were all gathered? Do you remember?
Actually, let's see if she remembers. She wasn't, but I believe the Duke had sent her out on a personal errand, and she doesn't just shirk the responsibilities that she is requested of by him. She tends to do as he says.
So she wasn't here when things happened?
No, not as far as I know.
And she was sent on the Duke's command?
Yes.
You have been very helpful, Lady Charlotte. Thank you.
Of course. Well, take care, Oscar.
Did you notice you're stuttering?
Stuttering? What do you mean?
You had trouble saying my name. Why?
Oscar, I'm not stuttering.
I heard it twice. You can check to see if I'm lying again.
No, I believe you. Oscar, let's try that perception and enigmas or perception invest again.
Okay.
Difficulty 9 this time because you botched the last one. So
why are you so mean to me? This is not a shanky game.
The mechanics are mean to you, man. I'm just leaning into them.
You know, I got 2 8s that don't serve me for nothing, but I did get a 9.
Oh,
single 9. Right.
As it turns out, that's enough.
Benevolent.
You've encountered that S stutter before from someone that apparently knows you. A boggin in a bar. When you saw him, he said, Oscar, just like Lady Charlotte. And now that you're thinking about it, that stutter is identical to the way he said it.
Well then. I'm going to excuse myself and on the way out, text everyone the information I just learned about Lady Rhiannon and how she had been sent by the Duke and go straight to the bar.
Okay.
Bar be where it's at, man.
The bar is still open because it's a bar and it's a club setting. So, of course, even at night, it's going to be open. Hang on, I need to roll and check one thing. You lucky bastard. Okay. And you do arrive at the bar. Seems a little more hopping. It's an actual, proper, club now. And as you go in, you see there are the 2 bars in the place, and behind one of them is Daniel. And looks like he's in full swing. There's drinks everywhere, and he seems to be keeping up rather well. He seems more focused, far less nervous than the last time you saw him.
Beeline for him and kind of nudge whoever's in front of me out of the way.
Well, luckily, he just finished handing them a pint as you come up, and as soon as he sees you, he turns a bit pale and nervous again.
And I grab him by the lapel and pull him towards me. What is my name?
You're Oscar.
Why did you stutter?
Stutter?
Is there anyone from I wanted to say coterie, but it's the Motley crew here?
Drinking? Fuck yeah.
Well, technically you're not a Motley, but I see what you mean.
You know,
you gotta swear an oath to become a Motley, and that's a big fucking deal.
Wow.
Honey's
so
drinking?
right now you all are associates.
Yeah, I'm over there yet.
I mean, you couldn't even ask an Aishu for drinks.
Wow. Are you sure you're not a dwarf with holding on to this grudge?
Damn.
You want to call an Aishu a dwarf and see what happens?
Ooh, I'm gonna go get my popcorn for
Look,
this one.
the issue has been
Luckily,
called
she's
worse.
asleep, okay?
But it seems like Lady Honey Badger really likes this bar, and so you see her at the same table, minus the 2 she this time.
I pull him across the bar and take him to her.
Okay. And as you're dragging, you see, you can clearly see some bouncers making their way to you from the door.
Hold my finger up to them like this is important business.
They do not stop. In fact, that just makes them move a bit faster. They're still having to get through a crowd, but you're on a crunch here.
Yeah, I just go up to her, to Lady Swift, and I'm just like, "What is my name? Just tell her."
He's Oscar.
What the fuck's going on, my man?
What is my name? And I shake him.
It's
hold on. Do I need a bully browbeat
There,
you?
that's what I'm trying to get.
Okay. Chill, my
And I
man.
let him go.
It's okay.
He very quickly stumbles away, turns, and you see him quickly push, like he's surprisingly good at navigating this crowd. Who would have thought? And he interrupts the bouncers and is talking to them.
Did you hear the stutter?
Yeah, what's going on? Sit down. Just you look really pissed off, and I'm like, are you okay?
I'm not there yet, but I will be pissed off soon.
You also see about 7 empty shot glasses on her table.
Let's take it down a notch for a moment. I hear the stutter.
Did you get the text?
What text? Shit. Dude, I did a text to everyone, and I know no one listens to fucking me. What's a text? She pulls it up.
And as she's pulling up the text, you see that the bouncers are talking very heatedly with Daniel, and he keeps holding his hands up and gesturing back and all that. And finally, as she takes her phone out, the bouncers start slowly going back towards the door.
Do you want me to talk to this Daniel dude?
No.
Ah, shit.
No.
Wow.
As long as you heard the stutter, that's all that matters. It's not the first time tonight that I've heard it.
Well, think about it this way. There's several different things why people stutter. And from what he did... Hold on. Listen to me,
It's
man.
only when it comes to my name.
Yeah. Don't you think somebody might have put an edict or something like that on your name? So that they can try to say the name, but then the edict kicks in and they can't say that name and they say the other name.
I don't think you're using the right word.
Dictum. That's it. It's a she kind of thing. You put a dictum on somebody, which means they can't do the thing that they want to, and it stops them from gay. That's it, gayas. Whatever. It's a thing. I don't know. I'm a fucking red cap. Who gives a shit about me?
You don't have sovereign. You don't need to know the specific names for the powers.
I just see it done.
We don't know that upper class bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah, you only know Dragon's Eye.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I mean, how, whatever fucking thing they did to you, they probably did to everyone else that knew your name. So whatever that name is, kind of dead because they can't say it. My man, you have the distinct pleasure of being fucked in the worst way I've been fucked. Actually, you've been worse fucked than I have. However, this seems to be tied in with all this other bullshit that's going on.
Too conveniently.
Oh, I agree, my man. That's why,
I down whatever drink is on the table that hasn't been drank.
that is a mixture of tequila and Everclear, my man.
Down it.
Well,
okay,
it's exactly as she said. Tastes like gasoline because it's gross Everclear and gross tequila.
It's bottom shelf because she doesn't give a shit. She won't get drunk. Okay, why don't we just sit down and think about this for a moment? If you're good.
It's too much to do.
There's too much fucking to do for everything. But you need to turn around and sort out the priorities of, do you need to find out who you are? Or are you okay with who you are now?
Inconvenient at the best right now. We need to find Lady Rhiannon.
Well,
the Duke sent her away before the meeting, before the explosion. This is too coincidental.
It's not coincidental. It's planned.
Correct.
I've seen a lot of plans. Done a lot of shit. This is how it rolls. They think that they're smart and slick. They get their underlings to do shit. Then they fuck up. And then we turn around and we have to execute whatever fucking bullshit that they turned around in.
You see Daniel is approaching your table.
I'm sorry for my mistreatment of you. I needed to see if that was just something I was hearing or if that was audible to everyone.
If you're saying I'm stuttering over your name, I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
I genuinely don't even know that I do it. I guess.
It's fine.
You
Here,
stuttered
I give
with an
him.
S.
Yeah, I give him some money. I know this won't make up
He
for
takes
it.
it awkwardly.
Here.
Thank you.
Hey Dan, can you ask me can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How close are you? How close were you with him?
I knew him.
Huh.
I think we lost our memories together. 'Cause I remember being with him.
And when you try to say his name, you think of some name, and then it just turns to Oscar, right?
No, his name is Oscar.
Well, you just did 2 SS and then Oscar. So I'm not blaming you, and I ain't saying that you ain't lying. I mean, this is what you think in your perception, my dude.
I as far as I know, I only say Oscar.
Okay, well, take it from me. Okay, you're saying Oscar. Now I can
Okay.
tell you, Oscar starts with an O, not an S. So that then leads me to believe that you are stuttering an S name and then going into an O.
He turns and looks at you, Oscar. Do you happen to have a Fey name as well?
Dari is the name I was given.
That also doesn't start with an S.
No,
Nah.
it does not.
Also, he sets down a beer for each of you on the
Ah.
house.
Thanks, my man.
Thank you.
I mean,
You see,
Jesus,
he's
I
got
think-
one too. It's
You wanna
bigger
sit
than
down?
both of yours. No, I should really get back to it.
Okay, well, no harm, no foul. You good?
As I can be.
Well, do
Thank
you want
you
me
for
to?
your concern.
Okay, I'm not one of the ones that's gonna turn around and beat your face in. I'm making sure you're okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
Big Blue
I
isn't.
guess.
Big Blue isn't gonna do any more to you. You good?
I'm not.
And he turns and looks at you again, Oscar. If it helps, I don't really go by my Fey name as much, just because Daniel's enough for me to remember. But do you want to hear mine too, in case something comes of it?
If you are freely giving that information away,
Not my true, never that, but it's Vance.
like the golfer.
Sort of, yeah.
Like the former dude that used to run the WWF?
Guess I
It's
don't know.
Vince.
Yeah, Vince McMahon. He's an asshole, but still,
Yeah, no.
Oscar.
Vance and Vince have different syllables. Yeah.
close enough.
Perception,
Yep. Here we go.
kenning,
No, that's a better dice pool. Thank you.
and small changes would apply.
No. So nice. I hope other STs are taking note. Man, unless the difficulty is 5, I got garbage.
Difficulties 4.
Oh, god damn. Blessed day. I got 4 successes.
Wow, yes you did. Okay.
Yeah. I rolled 3 5s and an 8, so.
They're not stuttering a name. They're stuttering a title.
Oh, fucking
Sir Oscar Holst.
Hmm.
Sir Radari.
fucking A.
You remember people calling you that before. Sir Radari Apquidian. You're not a noble, so how can you have title?
The Swift, is there a way a commoner can have a title?
Hi. Yeah, I was a commoner.
But you're titled, so you're not a commoner.
Okay. Funny story. Was born, did the chrysalis, was commoner. Did 10 years with Scathage, got titled.
Can I be titled if I'm a commoner?
Because you earned it?
And Honey Badger, you'd know he can't. If you're titled, you're not a commoner. You're a noble.
You become a noble after you get titled. That's why most people don't fuck with me.
I don't think I'm a commoner then.
Okay, so then you noble?
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
feel it.
You don't title's something you don't feel. It doesn't go into your heart, subcockles of your heart, even in your colon. It's just a thing everyone calls you after you earn it. Or you get it. Or someone says, I beseech thee! And then they just kind of tapped you on the forehead. But there's no sparkly, pixie dust, Lucky Charms has to come around sprinkling with marshmallows or anything like that. It just happens. I got dubbed with a sword. I was just glad they didn't turn around and thrust it into me.
Who titled you?
Oh, well, that's easy. It was the Duke I was working with. Over in the Four Winds.
Not this one.
No, this one wasn't.
I have a lot to think about.
You okay? Do you want me to drive you home or?
No. I'll be fine.
Yeah, you're as fine as a drowning rat, my dude.
Those
You
ever
don't-
violent red cap analogies.
You don't take help often, do you?
Not when I don't need it. Thank you. And I'm turning to walk away.
And as Oscar walks away, we'll transition to the next day. It's about 10:30 by this point. Esmeralda, you have just finished after waking up a bit late. Can't imagine why.
I was tired.
You
Tired of boning.
You're just now wrapping up on the cooking for some very quick but healthy
She has
breakfast.
also responded to the text saying, happy to deal with that later. Have wounded at my place. And she sets her phone down to deal with what she needs to deal with. She has sent Jolly out to retrieve Lord Vincent and Doug.
And Jolly said, back in a jiff, and took off running.
And he
is just talking
now. Yeah. And she's just going with it. She's like, whatever, this isn't the first time he's grown. Okay.
Especially not after what he's been through.
Exactly. So she's preparing a breakfast that is actually very nutrient dense. It is basically a breakfast bowl type dish that has a lot of plant-based proteins because she doesn't know if this guy is vegan or not. And it has also some fruits in it. And she has a glass of orange juice with it for the folic acid because she actually, when she was at Juilliard, one of her friends dropped out of Juilliard and ended up going to nursing school. And she used to help her study.
So you got bits and pieces of knowledge here and there.
Bits and pieces of knowledge. So she knows that for wounds, you need to have protein and folic acid.
Right.
Why, she doesn't know, but she knows it.
And as you're bringing, I'm guessing it's like tray, sort of breakfast in bed style. And you see he's still sitting by the bale fire, but he's actually sitting and not just collapsed onto some cushions.
Also,
and he looks like he's got some color in his face again. Mm-hmm. He's still clutching the spot on his torso, but he looks far better than when you found him last night.
And on the tray, she also has a very beautiful colored glass jar with a silver lid. And and some clean bandages and some saline. And she sets the tray down and says, I brought you breakfast, Ahmed. And I have also things to treat your wounds.
And he very slowly takes off the voile that is his vest and the shirt underneath. And then he also takes off the shirt that is the real shirt on the Autumn side. And the wound, while healing, it looks nasty.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's red rimmed everywhere. It looks infected, even though it probably isn't, but it just looks terrible.
It looks very
cold
inflamed.
iron sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks bad.
And she looks and she's like, that looks incredibly painful.
It hurt worse when it started.
I'm sure. I have also sent for a healer.
That's incredibly appreciated.
But for now, I have something that might help. My grandfather served in a war here, and my grandmother was Canaan, and she was very good with herbs. And she opens up the salve and then also takes some of the gauze, puts the saline on it, and tries to clean gently the wound. Even though she knows it's going to hurt, she tries to have a gentle touch. And then
you feel like the muscles around it like tense for a second, but he does his best not to like pull away or anything.
And then she takes the salve and rubs it into the wound.
I wish I was still by my car. I left my smoking pipe in there.
Where is your car? Still downtown?
No, it's half a block away.
Not a problem.
I couldn't keep driving, and so I sort of crawled my way to your house.
Not a problem. And
he
then
tentatively takes a few bites of the food.
Yeah, and she finishes up. She binds the wound and seals it up and stuff with the salve and says, it may tingle a little bit, but I promise it should help some with the pain.
Greatly appreciated.
And she
Also,
seals it back up.
And he reaches into his pocket on his left side. I was laying on this last night. I moved it just to... Hang on, it's deep in there. Just to get it so that it wasn't digging into my chest. And he holds out what looks like... if someone were to sculpt a deck of cards so it's still one solid piece, like maybe it was made out of some sort of stone or metal or something, and there's engravings that show like the traditional sort of like bicycle, like overly patterned back of the cards. Looks a little unorganized, but it's one solid piece of gold.
On my stoop.
Yes. And then digging into my torso, and he just sets it on like a spot near him.
She picks it up, and she's going to whisper to it, tell me who put you on my doorstep.
All right, you gonna bunk for that at all?
Not at all.
All right.
She's sitting by a bale fire.
It is reduced difficulty because you are in a freehold, yes. I believe freeholds reduce difficulty by 4.
Yeah.
I think.
And she's just barely whispering to this hand of cards.
I do still want to roll, though.
Yeah, of course.
I believe there is a roll involved with
Yes,
those.
there is. Hang on just a second. Let me pull up my sheet. Okay, so that is going to be primal. And I will spend 1 glamour for prop because it's a prop.
Fair enough.
Hey, I rolled a 5 and a 7.
Fantastique. Oh, sorry, I forgot to say the difficulty. It would be difficulty 6 in this case.
So I got
and
1
yes,
success.
That is reducing it from 4. Because this is weird gold. But, all right, and that's your question, yeah, because you got 1 success. And you said, who put you on my doorstep?
And she doesn't expect necessarily a word. She kind of expects more of a visual.
Oddly enough, you get more of a word.
Interesting.
Well, 2 words. It says Peter Smith.
Do I know that name at all?
Why don't you give me intelligence? Would be a skill that goes with that. Problem is, there's no skills that just directly say, hey, this helps you remember shit, so I'm not sure.
I mean, I do have remembrance.
You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Intelligence remembrance. Remembrance is technically more for, like, past lives, but fuck it. I don't care.
Okay. That is no successes.
No successes.
Yep, I got 2 successes and 2 ones.
It's 2 of the most common names in America.
I know,
Peter
right?
and Smith. You're like, that could be fucking anyone.
And she sets it down and she's like, well, that was incredibly not useful. And she says, yeah, I've been getting little trinkets like this for a while now on my doorstep whenever I'm not here or not aware. I have someone looking into it, though. Give me a second. And she goes to get her phone and she texts the hermetic that's on the case. Shelby. Mm-hmm. And says,
right,
I got another gift.
She says, I can send my guy to install those cameras today if you want.
Perfect. You know a Peter Smith? ...
No. Let me check. And she doesn't respond after that.
And she just tucks the phone in her pocket and comes back. Thank you for bringing it to me, but believe it's a mage doing it.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why, but I will find out. Huh?
And why gold?
I don't know. And it's always little trinkets. The last time was a goat. Another time it was a piece of, like, bismuth turned into gold. And Jolly, my goat, said it smelled like ink. So I think the mage is turning ink drawings into gold objects.
Or he's using ink as a medium?
Possibly.
I don't know much about will
And
workers.
I know less. So
I've met a couple that were good people, but you know,
Yeah.
diamond amongst sewage.
exactly.
And you see with his shirt off, he has no other scars or blemishes. He's very sculpted in a way. Like, you can tell he's at least somewhat athletic,
Mhm.
because you have to work out to get the sort of body he has, at least a little.
So you knew you had to come to Denver.
And then when I got stabbed, I knew I had to go this direction. I was quite happy to see a fellow Ishu be my rescuer. Very comforting after the hollow prettiness that is a she.
Yes. I'm never much impressed by them. I will warn you that the healer I've summoned works for a she,
That's fine.
and the she will likely come with the healer. The healer is a puka.
Well, maybe he'll be able to make me laugh.
Absolutely. He is hilarious. What's
May
even
I ask
fun,
what kind of animal he represents?
a bulldog,
Pitbull.
pitbull. Sorry, I'll correct that and say, actually, no, pitbull. I knew it was a dog, but dogs are not my thing.
Similar breeds.
But yeah, he is funny. Because, of course, he can never tell the truth. But when you know that about them, it's real easy to know what the truth is.
They seem to have a code for themselves, and believe it or not, they can tell the truth.
It's just
I've-
very
I've had
creative.
I've had one speak the direct truth to me before. And I knew it was the direct truth because he said something very simple.
Interesting.
He looked me in the eyes and said, "The sky is blue."
Oh, don't laugh too hard. It'll aggravate the
He takes an
wound.
extra big sip of the orange juice to make up for his blunder of laughing.
I am glad you have come. I don't know what brought you here, but we have had some things go on.
What's happened?
A device built by a singularly gifted individual that was designed during the war to siphon glamour was changed or possibly corrupted in recent months and started to siphon glamour from, I believe, Chimera.
Well, that's incredibly twisted.
Yes. Well, needless to say, it was desired by certain nobles, and the creator was not one who ever liked working with nobles. So I believe it was stolen from where it was, and then to be delivered by individuals to the noble that I believe stabbed you.
I'm very annoyed to say she had very good aim.
She is Lady Rhiannon Epgwydion.
Gwydion.
Yes.
That's a bigger surprise.
Yeah. I have a troll associate that was going to the Duke last night. I don't know how that's played out yet. But my associates and I were tasked by the she that will likely be coming with the puka to look into this explosion because the device en route to delivery was besieged by Chimera, some that were fading in and out, and it fell off the back of their truck and exploded, releasing all of its stored glamour at once.
Things did seem rather lively as I got further into the city.
Yes, it spread out basically all the way to the state lines as far as I can tell. But this was the epicenter.
That's an inordinate amount of glamour.
Yes. It changed things dramatically. We have had a number of crystallized kith from it.
Can you expand on that?
As far as I understand, roughly 20 to 25, approximately. Two are Eshu.
That's probably why I'm here.
They are young, not only in seeming, but young. And one, I believe, will follow the path of destiny, and one, I believe, will want to forge their own.
Little do they know that forging your destiny is still following it.
Exactly.
But we won't tell them that.
Of course not. They'll figure that out themselves eventually. But
well, once I'm recovered, I suppose I should go and meet these two.
I imagine right now, I'm not expecting them today, but they have been brought to me once already. I've begun their instruction because I was not going to let the she handle it.
It's probably a wise decision.
I was kept away from their nonsense in my youth. My grandfather tutored me.
Who was your grandfather?
Maximilian.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know if I've met a Maximilian.
He was a grand storyteller. World traveler. This was his home.
A fine home. Waking up in it was rather refreshing.
And I am his biological granddaughter.
These two new ones, do you know if they have anything tying them to this city?
Not yet. Other than
don't
they
want-
are exceptionally young, especially the boy. He might be 14.
I don't wish to take someone from their family, but I feel the young ones especially should travel.
Indeed. I did some, but it was guided. Perhaps that is a more conservative way of rearing, but it was guided. As I aged, I became independent, of course. But I felt called home. And I've been here now for a year.
Do you like it?
I love my home. But I know if it is meant to be, I will be pulled away again.
Well, it is not bad to have a place to come to and rest.
Of course. And you will always be welcome.
Well, all the same, thank you, truly,
Of course.
for all the help. And it's at that point that you hear your doorbell.
I know Jali can open the damn door. And she gets up and goes to the door.
And you open it, and standing there is Jali with his hoof just coming down after ringing a doorbell. And
If you can
behind-
ring the bell, you can open the door.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't have thumbs, you see?
You are made of dreams. You can do anything.
And standing behind him is a pit bull puka, dressed more casually than you've seen him. He's not in the driver's uniform this time. He seems to just, long sleeve shirt, coat, like he's dressed for colder weather.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind him is Lord Vincent, who, well, it doesn't matter what he's wearing. He will always look
she.
immaculate.
Yes.
But in this case, he's just wearing a simple black suit.
Please, welcome to my home.
They both enter. Lord Vincent seems rather focused, but Doug looks around.
And it is an explosion of colors and textures and objects. I mean, yeah. If he's Puka, he could see all the fucking chaos he could cause in this place.
You see his little nose twitch just every so often as he's looking around. And then he looks at you. I expected bigger.
You haven't seen where I'm taking you yet. And she opens a closet door, and inside is her freehold. Follow. And she brings them in.
They both do. Now Lord Vincent seems interested.
Mm-hmm. And then she takes them in and leads them through the hallway into the main area where the balefire is to one side and the story circle is off to the other. And she brings them up closer to Amet and says, Doug, this is Amet. Amet, Doug, this is Lord Vincent. Doug is the healer.
Doug glances over and can immediately see the wound, and he and Lord Vincent both grimace because everyone knows what cold iron wounds look like. And Doug just says, You'll be fine. And then just drops to a knee and examines it a bit more. And Lord Vincent, meanwhile, looks over at you. So what was the situation? Your goat said something about finding him here on your porch?
Yes. He was drawn to come to Denver. And he arrived downtown first. Overheard a certain noble she conversing. And she tells him exactly what she was told. It was Lady Rihanna Napquidian in her red coat.
The Duke's personal assistant.
And then she caught Amet overhearing and stabbed him with cold iron.
Esmeralda, you feel a tap on your shoulder from behind you,
She turns and looks.
and Doug immediately flicks you in the nose, and then turns back, and you see a soft green glow from his hands over the wound.
Okay, she knows what this is. He's bunking.
Yep, it was a bunk, that's all.
And she
bunks
just
have to
kind
be
of rubs her
disruptive,
nose
so-
and be like, "Goddamn Puka."
There's some puka that would do way worse, let's
Oh
be
yeah,
real.
trust me.
But you do see it's slow going, but he is healing the wound.
Good.
It's aggravated, so it's going to take
Take
him a
while,
second.
yeah. And says, but yes, we found the blueprints of the device. It was a siphon of Glanimer used during the war to weaken Kith.
I will admit, I came after the war.
Recently changed, I believe, at the time we started feeling the humming. You felt it, yes? The buzz, the vibration? Yes. It started draining Chimera. And that is why they attacked the Red Caps en route with delivery. Because the
And-
device was draining them.
And then from there, it broke, I'm assuming.
It fell off the truck and exploded.
And we were all in court when we felt the shockwave.
Exactly.
Oh, Lady Rhiannon, what are you doing? Well, that is invaluable information, because she is rather elusive and hard to track down. But I can put some people on it to see if I can find where she is or would be, and see if we can question her.
I don't know if something has changed her. But I have reason to suspect that there is about to be an unseelie uprising.
What evidence do you have of this?
Prophecy.
I'm sure if you said that to most other nobles, they would roll their eyes, but I fully believe you.
I know my audience.
Clearly. I have some contacts within the unseelie circles. I'll see what I can pull up. See if they're making moves towards anything. Is there anything else that you wish to share?
Nothing relevant.
Very well. And he glances over, and you see Doug standing up, brushing his hands, and you see him like do a little, you know, when dogs like shiver just for a quick second? It's exactly like that. Oh, cold iron always reminds me of batteries.
Do you need refreshment, Doug?
I unfortunately can't drink liquids, but thank you.
Okay. And she leads them out and takes them by the kitchen and says, if there's anything you would like, help yourself.
Do you happen to have just rolls or anything like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Just some bit.
There-
Lord Vincent would take a roll.
Yeah,
if
there's
offered.
there's various things. There might even be some of the red velvet cake still on the counter. I mean,
Neither of them touch that.
Yeah.
But they're still appreciative, and Lord Vincent takes a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all the same, thank you so much for alerting us to your guest. And if anything else comes up, or if he recalls anything else, please keep us in touch.
I will consider it.
And
Enough
Doug
harm has happened to my kind already. And she leads them out.
And Doug, as you're leaving, holds out his hand for a handshake, and then leans in and whispers in your ear, "If it helps, I think the Lord hired really good people for this." And then he pulls back and walks Lord Vincent back to his vehicle. It is not the limousine this time. It seems to be like a Bentley, you'd guess.
She actually sends a quick text to Honey and says, can you get a discreet tow to pull a car from here and bring it to my house?
Yeah, I got one of my guys that's free.
Awesome.
Where when?
As soon as possible.
Yeah, sure. I'll send them out.
Okay.
I'm guessing you're sending so that Amet's car can be
Brought
towed
to
over.
the property. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And Amet gives you license plates so that way you know exactly which car they're going to be getting and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He says it's a really, it's like a road safe but cheap sort of Toyota thing.
Yep. And
Nothing
she
too
just
fancy.
arranges with Honey for that to be brought to the property so that he can access his stuff.
Fantastic. I think it's at this point we're going to take a break. That feels like a break spot. Hello and welcome back. I screwed the pooch on something, and so
I'll put it in your tunnel. I'll tell you what.
I didn't get my cast's answer in time. Sorry about that, everyone.
Yeah, you're fine.
So, just real quick, no context, so that we can keep a few things special for the audience. Is that what you all are doing, or do you feel like doing something else?
No.
All right.
She was making contacts before, so waiting for people to respond might as well.
Are you just going to meet up outside the Brown Palace or something then?
Sure.
Or, okay. And you all are gathered. And Ace, you'd probably be the one. You'd have to text. I'm guessing you'd text Snarl and be like, "Yo, where are you?" or something like that, right?
I imagine they actually probably went to go get drinks beforehand.
Oh, with him?
Yeah, with Snarl.
Okay. He was like, sure.
He's such a goof.
And he told the bartender of the place that you guys went that he couldn't find his shot glass. You saw what he did. He ate it. He just took the shot and then downed it and then just dropped it down his throat. He didn't even chew.
Blair probably gave Snarl their shot glass as well and just be like, here you go, bud.
And he snuck it very quickly into his mouth. That one he did chew, though.
It's only decent.
He wanted to savor that one.
Who knows? But as you sat and talked with him, you realized, yeah, he's a bit thick, and and he looks like he's been scrapping a bit because he's got some bad cauliflower ear and all that stuff that doesn't look like it's been treated all that well. It looks like he's just been red capping around, as it were.
Not surprised.
But he, after the drinks, he went with you, and actually, I'll say that you're walking up to everyone else, and you see that Ace has Snarl the Red Cap in tow. And Snarl, on the Fey side, he has a breastplate on that looks like it's the color of like rusted iron. And then there are obvious like stains of old blood on a lot of it, like just so much. He doesn't seem to have any weaponry though.
So, where are we going?
Well, it's not, and he turns to you, Ace, and shrugs. It's not gonna be us. I have somewhere else I need to be, but I'm gonna send Mal down with you guys. He's not as good a fighter as me, but he's still Mal,
That works.
and he can probably teach you how to cook too. I don't fucking know.
Okay.
But yeah, he'll meet you. And he points just down the street, just across this street here. If you go in between those buildings, there's an alleyway with a door, and he'll be at that door just waiting for you, and that will take you down into the tunnels. Hope you brought light sources.
Thanks for the heads
usually,
up.
It's usually dark as shit. Some places I think still have working lights and electricity and all that stuff, but don't count on it. Also, I think others have made new tunnels, so I'm not sure what's what anymore. We try not to go down there much.
Hopefully going in the day helps with that a bit.
Oh yeah, that'll... Because the vampires, well, you can talk to them, luckily. You can even say, I'm just going, and usually they leave you alone. Unless you get a curious one. Luckily, they just crumble to dust when you take them out, so it's not that fucking big of a problem. I will say, though, they don't taste good. Ugh.
Fair warning. So don't swallow them whole is what you're telling me?
I'd say don't bite them.
Oh, is that bad?
Well, if they survive, you sort of like them for a bit afterwards. It was weird. I wanted to be your best friend.
Ew,
It faded,
no.
and then I met her again and beat the shit out of her.
Okay, so eat them whole and don't take bites. Got you.
Yeah, if you're gonna eat them, get it all in one go. Otherwise, you are not gonna have a pleasant time with it.
No worries, I can do that.
Weird.
Yeah, vampires are weird. Not the weirdest thing
wrong.
we've seen down there.
What else have you seen?
Werewolves.
Ah,
Just a couple, and they just ran past, but there aren't wolves underground, so we made an assumption.
does Blair know that the guy that they met was a werewolf?
You've
Can
sort
it
of been
put it
piecing
together?
it together, but you're
Yeah.
not certain. It's sort of like, yeah, he probably was, but I don't want to like just think that.
I think I met one. They're nice. They're nice when they want to be. It's cool.
If someone has a fire source, I've got all the light you can possibly need down there.
Might have a gas lamp in the truck.
I brought a bunch of mag lights.
But yeah. Also, Mal's probably not going to be as understanding as I am about, and he points at Honey. You.
What about it?
You know, the lady shit.
What about it?
Well, actually, no. He probably won't care if you're noble. It's more that you're...
Sealy?
Yeah.
Okay. Does his face look bothered?
Well, no. I'm just letting you know. He's...
Storyteller,
be
is
Mal.
Mal the one that had the suits?
No. Mal... As far as you could tell, Mal was the one who lived on the futon in the living room.
Okay, got you.
I don't care if he gives a shit or not. We just need to get the shit done. And if he wants to throw a fit, he throws a fit.
No.
Fuck it.
Fair enough.
No one gives a shit anyhow.
It'll be fine.
Well,
I'll
add his
tell him a
feelings to the
story and
list.
it'll soothe his nerves. It's fine.
I got jerky. I'll throw him at it.
He did cook everyone a big breakfast, so we're at least fed. Doesn't mean we're full, but
When are we ever full?
never.
Exactly.
I miss being full.
Never knew what it was like anyhow.
Well, thank you.
Not a problem. And Ace.
Yeah?
Again, soon as things clear up, I'm wrestling you for those fucking knuckles back.
Yeah, I'm glad you weren't expecting to get him back today.
We didn't wrestle.
Is that what we're calling it now?
No.
Call whatever I damn well please.
Anyways,
Hey,
I gotta get
Blair,
scrambled.
Blair like winks as they say that.
Esmeralda's just laughing. Okay.
I look down at the recap. How's your frog?
He's good.
Good.
Little shit.
I didn't want to hurt him.
Nah, he's tough. He's a toad. Tougher than a frog.
Sure.
Eva just waves.
All right. Well, let's get going, y'all. And Esmeralda starts walking.
Sling my rifle bag over my shoulder. Let's go.
And
I would say, as I begin walking, Blair's like, so do you want to hear the Sealy news sooner rather than later, or you gonna wait till after on that? Unsealy news.
Hit it.
I'll
She'll
get
turn
it.
the torch on as I go in.
You want it now?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, so my family's full of unsealy nobles. They got gosh. Jeez. I don't want to talk about them really. But they've been making moves. Yeah, they've been making moves. Dear old mommy dearest, the Baroness, and she and my sisters have been doing some shit. I don't know what. But odds are it's never good. If you know my house, it's never good.
And which house is that?
Allele.
Oh.
Son of a whoring basket. Really?
the one that's memed as house politics.
Yeah. Great.
Time I think there's a silver lining to you. You just shit on it.
And
What do you mean? You're all about those damn nobles. You should be
yeah,
thrilled.
and literally, the one in the red coat stabbed my guest with cold iron last night.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't an allele. Was it?
No.
No.
No,
yeah.
it's the Duke's. It's the Duke's personal assistant.
Yeah, that's Gwydion.
She made a comment that he overheard, saying, "It won't be long now."
For what?
And because she caught him eavesdropping, she stabbed him.
That tracks.
He was on my doorstep when I made it home last night, bleeding.
He's okay now?
I called in Lord Vincent and Doug, because I know after he fixed up your mug, and she looks at Oscar, that Doug can heal. So I patched him up as best I could, and had sent Jolly out to get Doug and Lord Vincent. I gave Lord Vincent an update, and Doug healed him.
So that's a Sealy side of things. There's also this unsealy prophecy.
Yes.
Thank you, honey. Now that we're talking about that, so who's actually behind what's going on? It sounds like the Sealy.
The fuck it is?
I don't necessarily want to confirm that Lady Rhiannon is still Sealy.
That's fair.
Stabbing somebody with coil iron sure as hell ain't something Sealy would do.
Yeah.
That's unsealy shit. And look, Sealy, unsealy, I don't give a fuck.
I don't either.
I'm just more trying to figure out who's responsible.
Oh, it's more the action of the person more than so if they're Sealy or unsealy.
No, I know.
Let's not get that twisted.
I'm using it as a summary,
No,
as
I
like
get
an
it. I
overarching
get it.
statement for like where a group where we can pinpoint who's behind it
I
than the
think there's
group
going to
overall
be
being
multiple
responsible.
fingers on the hand pulling the strings.
Maybe whoever
Look.
did it was one side initially, and then they were sabotaged by the other side.
Look, I got a little bit of a flaw. Sometimes I say shit and it happens. I don't know why. I don't know how. That's why y'all got the text last night. And I
Hey,
was going to
it's
think about it
fine.
and
I
figure it out.
didn't even tell Lord Vincent what it was. I know what it is. You're not the first I've experienced with that.
Oh,
But I just said it was a matter of prophecy. And luckily, because of who he is and what house he's part of, I knew my audience and that he'd buy that.
sure.
So I don't need to go talk to my family?
You want to go talk to your family?
Fuck no.
How about we
no.
all go talk to your family?
Oh, fuck me.
Fun that will be.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
I mean,
Yeah,
you
where's
obviously
Kylie?
are wanting to
Blue
avoid them for a
screens.
reason. And I understand they are unseelie and they are conniving political manipulators. I understand this.
Do we treat them like Puka? We don't listen to what the fuck they say?
Right. Don't believe
Okay,
them.
cool.
Don't believe a single fucking word because they're going to lie through their teeth.
I mean, I could always make sure that they don't have teeth.
Exactly.
Cool.
We also have a troll here with a giant fucking axe.
As this part of the conversation is coming up, you all turn down the alleyway, and you see leaning next to a door against a building is a red cap. Greasy black hair, sort of a little bit hanging in his face. Old sort of ratty black t-shirt, faded jeans, good boots, and then a jean jacket that seems to have various patches on different spots on it. And he steps away from the wall and rolls his shoulders.
Mal.
Malice, please.
Malice.
Only my friends call me Mal.
Understood. Esmeralda.
Cool to meet you. Although you're Ishu, I probably would have met you at some point.
It does tend to happen that way.
You all just show up wherever. It's weird.
We all have our weirdness.
I mean, we just stumbled upon you. You kind of just showed up wherever.
I assume Snarl sent you guys my way, unless he pointed you in a different direction and you just lucked into finding me.
Is
I
it
wouldn't
really
put it
luck if we have an issue?
Fair enough. And you see him reach into his pocket and take out a cigarette and then put it in his mouth. And so, I'm willing to be down here for as long as y'all need. But trust me when I say, you don't want to be down here all that long. So what are we looking for specifically? Because I know Snarl said something about the murderers or some shit, but are we looking for evidence or are we just looking for the actual fuckers?
Either works. Also, you were tasked to bring a delivery down here, yes?
Yep.
I'd like to see where that is.
And he points at the door.
And she steps forward.
He opens it, doesn't seem locked. All right, come on down these stairs, and he starts heading down.
Okay.
And then he shouts, "Last one, shut the fucking door."
Blair probably goes in last, and Blair will shut up behind them.
Right. And it's dark for a little while until you see the weak flame of like a lighter, and Mal turns back around and is waiting for you guys at the bottom of the stairs, and you do see a corridor that's just dark. There's pipes up towards the ceiling, but it doesn't look finished. It looks very rough and just carved enough for people to move. It doesn't look aesthetic or anything.
I am going to wave my hand close to the fire of his lighter, and I'm going to evoke the cantrip of Eldritch Prime.
Okay. I'm supposing we're also counting the hand wave as the bunk, or are you
Yep.
doing something else for that?
The hand
Okay.
wave's the bunk.
-1, so diff 5.
Okay.
It's a lighter. It'll have some fuel.
That's 2 successes.
And are you...
And I spent a
you-
glamour for the prop.
Okay. That's the other part I was asking. And the flame increases in size, and he holds it more away from his face.
And then she becomes basically enwrapped in flame.
Warn a guy next time you do that.
Why? Where's the fun in that?
Oh,
I
come on.
like
You don't think
getting
it's hot?
Of course it's hot. It's fucking fire. And you see, he even takes his thumb off the plunger to keep the flame going, and it's just still running. Oh, that's nice, though. It's like I feel like a fucking Olympian.
And literally, she becomes sheathed in fire, and it lights up the area. Now,
I guess I
with
can
that,
put
there is
this
some
away.
there is some things because
It does a thing?
it does a thing. Yeah.
Okay. And he puts his lighter away now, since you practically, I'm guessing, took most of the flame.
All right. So basically, it will last for about a half hour because I got 2 successes.
Well, Esmeralda's a fantastic light source, at least for right now.
Mhm.
And when she runs out, you guys have the flashlights.
Exactly. Save the batteries. We don't know what's down here.
And as you all are walking, you do see occasionally there's like branches off, and some of them look far more solid and like stone brick instead of just like carved away stone. Like the tunnels don't seem to match up with various textures and looks all that well. And you do see graffiti and like occasional other things, some gouges out of the stone. These tunnels are old. They're in disuse, at least by the human population, which is most of the population most of the time. And you all work for the fucking Vincent, right? I
Temporarily.
think that's his name.
Just for this.
Was he like, you charged him, right?
Of course.
Of course.
All right, yeah,
I don't do charity.
that's a good rule. Always charge a she. They can afford it. You all also know for a fact that not all she are rich.
Oh, yeah.
Enough of them are.
Enough of them are, though. All right. Anyone else smell that? And yeah, I think we'll get some perception. Oh fuck! I always lose the actual
Is it
skill names.
kenning or?
Kenning is a supernatural sense. This isn't a supernatural thing that.
So that
y'all
would be
noticing.
alertness?
Yeah, alertness. Thank you so very much.
Right. The small changes, specialty count.
Detail oriented?
Also, yes. Because this is a small change to a detail.
Ooh. Oh.
I just got 1.
4.
Okay.
4.
What is the difficulty?
Diff 7.
7. Oh my god. Sharona. 4, 6, 7 successes because of my exploding 10s.
Shit.
Shit.
Nice.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, you all notice it as soon as Malice points it out. Cigarettes. Getting stronger the longer you walk forward.
You smoke those or just eat them?
Just eat them. Smoking's bad for you.
Yeah.
Well, probably not for me, but
yeah. Somebody else.
He illustrates
is
the
here.
point by taking out like 2 more and just chucking them in his mouth real quick.
Yeah, well, somebody's smoking for sure.
Somebody is here or was here.
And it isn't until you guys come to an intersection where there's the hull going that way and then another hull immediately crossing it. And standing Sort of just a little further down the tunnel from where you all are at the intersection, you do see someone who has, like, what are they? You know when people stick those like solar torches in their lawn for like lighting along like pathways and stuff?
Mhm.
He has one of those, so it's the bright white light, and this guy looks awful. His eyes are sunken in, and there's heavy bags under them. He has skin that is closer to like an ash gray than even like pale. And as he steps forward, you do see like he had his mouth open for a second. You can see very stained yellowed teeth. And if I could get... Does anyone have a perception of 3 or higher? all right. Hot damn to all of you. Can't sneak shit past this party.
Fuck no.
For those who have perception of 3 or higher, if you would like to, and yes, small details counts. Yes, the other specialty counts. Blah blah blah. Fucking. If you all could please roll another perception and alertness. This time at diff 6.
I got 2.
Okay.
5.
Jesus.
3.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
5 on my end.
Okay. And you all see no cigarette, but there was a trickle of smoke out of his mouth when it was open for a second. And he looks, what are you all doing down here?
Looking into something. What are you doing here?
I'm just... and with each cough, I'm just moving around. He doesn't seem to know what to do in this instance.
I'm going to do perception kenning because there's something off about this fucker.
Okay.
Are you
Go
fucking
for it.
choking on a train, my dude?
What train? What the fuck are you talking about?
Smoke's coming out of your fucking mouth, my man.
He exhales, and you see a lot of smoke, not even a regular drag from a cigarette wouldn't produce that much.
What's my diff?
Diff 7.
Okay, I got 3.
His presence makes your skin crawl. Something is very wrong, and he is also very wrong.
What are you?
Well, that's kind of judgmental, don't you think?
No,
Ma'am,
I will not pass judgment until I have information.
Well, it's not information I feel I should give. I don't know who the fuck any of you people are. I just see a bunch of weird women and some guy.
Yes, we're just
can't
looking
we
into
just-
things, and you're blowing smoke out of your body, and you're making my skin crawl. What are you?
For fuck's sake, I don't have time for this. And I need all of you to please do some stamina. I feel like there's something else that I could add to this. I'm so sorry for not knowing the character sheets all that well.
Survival, maybe?
Ooh, that I
Good
have.
athletics.
Oh, yeah, athletics.
Can I make an argument for Dex instead, since it's dodging?
Unfortunately, no. It is too small of an area to
Yeah.
dodge out of this. It is hitting above you.
Well, that's unfortunate.
The tunnels are just big enough for people, and that's about it.
Well, can I make an argument for having my mace out and hitting and doing melee and getting him away from the rest of the group and pushing him backwards?
If you would like to forego the stamina survival roll, then you absolutely can rush forward and smack him, but it means you'll be taking the smoke directly to the
I'm
face.
going to spend a willpower
fine.
for a success.
Okay.
Same. That's a great idea.
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
I have
Oh my
3
God.
successes.
You guys just pulled a me. I never use willpower because I forget it's a mechanic.
Yep. 3
See, in
successes
Dark
because of
Ages-
the willpower.
I only have 2 dice because I have Jack of all trades.
Oh, so you have an imaginary dot of
I have
survival.
an imaginary die.
Ooh.
It's a useful little merit that.
Oh,
Yeah, so
cool.
I got
and I got 3
3.
successes.
I'm going to say
Okay.
that this surprised me because even though I have like 4 stamina and 3 survival, I only got 2 successes.
Damn.
God damn.
Well,
Ooh.
unfortunately, you do need 3 or more to succeed this roll.
Oh no.
3.
And for those
Man,
of
I'm
you
glad I
who,
willpowered.
Poor
for those
Ray.
of you who did not get 3 or more successes, the smoke pours out of his mouth. He's like just a smoke bomb. It just keeps coming. Like, you're pretty sure he stopped exhaling, but it's still wafting everywhere. Your vision's blurry, your eyes are watering, and you start coughing a bit. It smells like you are just in the most densely populated area for smokers ever. It is the straight up like cheap tobacco with like other chemicals mixed in that you can tell shouldn't be in tobacco. It's horrid. Absolutely just vile to smell.
For someone who took it head on and did 6 successes with a mace to push him back.
He goes you can't see because of the smoke, but you feel
I don't care.
impact.
I know he's
Yes, you feel smack. You hear it like a grunt, which oddly enough wafts a bit more smoke, and then he doesn't seem near you anymore. You're not sure how far away you knocked him, but he's further down the tunnel.
She's just gonna start swinging in front of her with the mace. She don't give a shit.
You're moving the smoke, but unfortunately, those inhaling the smoke take 1 lethal damage, and
GG.
you have -1 die to all stamina rolls until you can stop breathing in the smoke.
What is lethal considered? I don't see it here.
Oh, I think it's like the X, because it's like the slash for bashing, the X for lethal, and then the asterisk for aggravated. At least that's how I've always done it.
Under injured?
Under real. It's actual real damage. Yes, or chimerical.
Oh, it's the realest damage.
Okay.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Chimerical is dramatic, but you guys can deal with it better.
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing chimerical about this. This is so
yeah.
grounded.
So basically,
it
on the
hurts.
bruise line, you're going to put an X
Okay.
Yeah, it just goes
under
into
under
regular,
the real column.
It just goes in
Okay.
regular health levels.
Okay. So I am going to use nickname.
Okay.
And I'm going to call him Wheezy. As in he can't get enough breath in, which means he can't breathe out smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's make a roll. It would be diff 6. Oh wait, or is it a roll?
It's a roll for this one.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, and what's your bunk?
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Uh,
need to remember to ask you guys that.
Yeah, so I have a couple of thoughts going through my head. First, so what would the scenes or the realms be on this one?
In this case, to affect him, it would be actor.
Actor?
Because he is not Fey. Everything
One
that is
dot?
not Fey falls into actor.
How many dots?
Let me do a
Probably
quick...
more than one. I think one's someone you know really well.
Yeah, one's like a close friend.
More
I
than
thi-
one. So I'll spend
okay,
a...
yeah. Yeah, it would take actor 4 to not need the glamour expenditure.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to do that.
Because glamour 4 is an enemy.
Yeah, and so for the bunk, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the largest breath I can.
It hurts
And
because
and
you're
I'm
surrounded by cigarette smoke.
And I'm going to fucking push it into Oscar's, like blow out into Oscar's face.
Ugh. So, Oscar, on top of the smoke, you get more smoke.
Over here, like doing some footloose like flash dance from my bunk, and all of a sudden I get a fucking face full of smoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although
I'm not
technically,
helping.
getting a
Yes,
face
go
full
on.
of smoke is a bunk for you too, if you want it to be.
I
But
don't.
I'll let you keep dancing.
Okay.
All right, Ace, what you got?
Yeah. So that is plus naming. Okay. What's the difficulty for this one?
7.
7 still? Okay.
Oh wait, no, shit. Sorry. 5.
Okay, it doesn't change the answer. It's 1 success, which means it lasts 1 day or 1 scene. So that's enough for this.
Okay. Almost immediately, you hear some more coughing further down the tunnel. Junie, it sounds like you knocked him back maybe like a good 5 feet. Like he sailed with that hit. It was 6
She'll-
successes.
She'll use Wayfair to try and hopscotch to hit him again. That's not a problem.
You're gonna jump horizontally towards the motherfucker.
Fuck yeah!
Okay.
The bitch just turned around and hit people. I'm knocking his ass out, or at least
And-
trying to hurt him.
And as you all hear him start coughing, once he stops, you then still hear. What the fuck? He's trying to breathe. Doesn't seem to be doing it all that well.
Am I rolling Dex and melee? 'Cause I'll lunge-
Certainly.
Fucking A.
Well, you also, do you need to roll for hopscotch or does it just happen? Okay. And are you just using the forward lunge as your bunk or are you doing something else? Okay.
Fucking Superman, man.
I'll say that's a -3 difficulty, which also takes it down to 5.
That's 6 again. I should have
You-
I should have gotten bonuses for this shit. I got double zeros.
If
But
you
I don't
could
have
please
anything.
roll me, what's your strength?
I believe that's a 3.
All right, roll 3 dice for me.
Sure, no problem.
Tell me all the ones that go 6 or above. 2. All right.
2.
As he takes 2 points of damage as you slam into him center mass, which only makes him exhale more. Although you're almost out of the smoke, and you can see there's less smoke here, not because it's like faded and you just have an area. He's can't seem to breathe out enough to make a full cloud again. There's still smoke around, but it's far less than what he initially hit you all with.
She'll try and get him to kneel.
Esmeralda's going to basically hop around Vray, then grab her and hopscotch down the other hallway outside of the smoke.
Oh, you're instead of going straight, you're going back, or are you turning left or right?
Turning left or right, whichever way she can see where the smoke starts to die off, that's not in direct line of fire, she's
Okay.
going to get them out.
All right. So,
And I'm going to use
that-
scene because that allows multiples.
All right. And I'll say that bunk good for -2,
Okay.
which brings it to once again diff 5.
That's 3 successes.
Okay.
So,
Vray,
yeah, that
you've-
basically lets me go up to 150 feet.
Okay. Vray, you feel movement around you, then hands on you, and then you are jerked back very fast, kind of like you got taken for a ride by a kangaroo,
Yeah.
as you and Esmeralda crash to the ground a little ways back the way you came, and you see in front of you just a lot of smoke.
Right. But none where we are so we can actually breathe.
I actually hand Esmeralda a cinnamon stick and says, "Take a girl to dinner first."
Yes.
I can't let my favorite baker get hurt. Your snacks are too good.
So as I was in the middle of my little line dance from the end of the original Footloose, and I get this face full of smoke, I immediately start bouncing back and forth, and I'm going to just bounce into Ace as my bunk for activating Quicksilver,
Okay.
and I'm going to shoot forward.
That'll be a -1.
Okay. That would give me a difficulty of 7 then.
Yes.
So 2 successes. I'm going to use one for speed, so I shoot forward towards him, and then the other one's for an extra action.
Okay.
And I'm just going to bring my axe down with the full weight of my strength 2 times on him.
Oh, man.
Just like I'm splitting wood.
I didn't realize that Quicksilver turned you into a werewolf. Okay.
Yeah, get ready, big boy.
All right. Let's roll for the first axe attack, and then immediately following that, roll for the second. We can get the axe out of the way first and then do damage if you hit.
Got it. I'm assuming that my specialty in axes is going to be applied to this.
Just maybe. Considering you have an axe.
An axe, right? Who would have foreseen this when I was creating this character? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minus 1 for that one. And that 10 did not help. So 6 for the first attack.
Okay.
4, 1 for my oath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the second attack. So
All
6
right.
and 5.
I'd say both of those hit. So please roll some strength damage.
Since we've never really put down in stone what damage my axe does, what damage does my axe do?
Your axe is a treasure. Your axe does regular, real damage.
Okay. So it doesn't do anything
So in
special?
this case, lethal damage.
Oh, okay. All right.
And no, in this case, the axe itself does not do anything too special.
Okay. Do 10s explode on damage if I have the lifting specialty? So I'm lifting this above my head and then bringing it straight down.
I'd say not for this.
This is bullshit. This would never happen in a Shanky game.
Hey man, if you all right, then you can go and play Changeling with Shanky next time.
No, that sounds like a terrible idea. That's not a glutton for punishment, sir.
But mom lets me do that. Well, then go
No,
back
I
home to
don't.
mom.
No, I don't.
Nope. So 3 on the first one and 2 on the second one. It is just straight strength.
All right. And I'm guessing you just chop down and then immediately bring back up for another hit.
Yep.
Okay. And it's still a little hard to see him, but you feel impact and then the same grunt of pain again. And it's at this point that the smoke has now dissipated because he could only keep it going for as long as he could produce enough smoke. And Ace kind of fucked at that. And you see that he now has a giant bloody gash in his collarbone. That means that his right arm seems to sort of just be hanging there as well. You may have severed something. Oddly enough, he doesn't seem to be going into shock. Usually when people break their collarbone, it sends them directly into shock because that's a very structural part of the body.
Yeah, I've had mine broken. It fucking hurts.
Bully
then-
browbeat if that's possible.
Okay, in just 1 second.
Yeah,
The other one, Oscar, you managed to chop directly where you think his heart would be. But he's still standing. And it's at the spot where the heart is that you also see, along with the spurts of blood, there is also a trickle of smoke.
What is this thing?
Bully browbeat. Who and what the fuck are you? And that was 3 successes in intimidation.
All right. He looks up at you and just smiles. Go fuck yourself.
Swing him right, just there.
Roll it.
I will. Fuck yeah, I am. Go fuck yourself. Oh, no, my man. You go fuck yourself, my man. What's the diff? I'm sorry.
Diff 6.
Oh, shit.
It was high because you guys couldn't see him. It's hard to
That's
fight people when you
easy.
can't see it.
That's 6.
Oh, Jesus, what is it with you? And
Christ.
that's the third, 6
No
successes you've got
shit.
in a row.
I know this.
That's so
I look at this,
creepy.
like, what the fuck?
All right, how's that damage looking then, too?
3. Give me a second. Again, that is 2.
And crack. And when he looks back, his jaw is now off to the right by a decent margin.
You want to think that answer again, my man?
Ooh, you all are some lucky bitches tonight. That die really likes you. And you hear from further down one of the hallways a noise. It's fading in, but it's getting close pretty fast.
Esmeralda's going to turn and look, because I just know it's coming down the hallway she jetted down.
Yeah, you jump down the left, which is the way it's coming. And you hear singing. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I've got the feeling that something ain't right. I'm so scared in case I fall off my chair. And I'm wondering how I'll get down the stairs. And you see a man with shaggy, matted gray hair, thick white beard, 3 coats all bundled up, old jeans, and some nice boots. And he finishes the verse as he steps up to you. I thought I smelled him this way. Hello, ladies. Do you mind if I step past you for a moment? And as he walks, you see him shift as his gray fur gets thick. He grows about 1.5 feet. He stretches his fingers out that grow into claws. And then he walks into the smoke. That is almost faded, but there's still enough for it to kind of be hard to see. And honey, you hear this too, because he's coming up right next to you. Ma'am, may I take over?
Sure, tell me what the fuck it is.
1 sec. And he turns and crouches down, and you see this guy who was kind of like being, cocky, even though he was getting his shit rocked. As soon as he sees this dude, the gray skin's pale. He's actually scared now.
She'll
So-
lean on her mace, kind of like,
I'll give you to the count of, and he tackles the guy into the darkness.
Eva is grabbing another cinnamon stick, just clipping it to the shirt and just running because she wants to see this shit.
Absolutely. I'm trailing right behind Eva because that curiosity fucking flaw is like, what the fuck was that? Okay, that was kind of hot.
All right, you're still.
popcorn comes out.
Guess what, Esmeralda? You're still wreathed in fire.
I know.
And as the lighting, because it's Esmeralda's lighting that gets you guys to all see just the last bit of it, as you hear as you're running towards it. No, wait, stop! I can't. Please, just. And you get there just in time to see this dude rip this man's head off. Well,
Honey just
he almost gets it all. The lower jaw and everything under it's still kind of stuck to the body as it collapses, and there's smoke now pouring out the neck hole. And he's just holding the guy's upper skull in his now very clawed and bloody hands. And then he finally just drops the head. And as he drops, you see him and shift back down to his regular self. He's now a bit more bloody than when you first saw him, but... Whew.
Popcorn?
Man, I wish you had offered something to drink. Oh, well.
No, hold on. Here, Jameson?
She carries a bar with her.
Yeah, she's got an assortment.
He takes the bottle. Can I just keep this?
Yeah, sure.
And he
For
whispers
that?
it.
Fuck yeah.
Who are you?
What
are you?
I'm Rooney. I've met that one, and he points the bottle towards Ace.
I'm sorry.
Hey, bro. And like Ace goes up and gives him a hug,
He hugs back. Oh shit! Sorry about the blood.
Yeah, it's cool, man. That's cool. I get it.
Y'all family?
Do we look like family?
I mean, technically,
The fuck do I know?
I'm technically family to all of you. I'm
How the fuck you figure?
I'm Canane, or I was Canane. I think I'm something else, but
Okay.
I can tell you
yeah,
you're something else.
my My dad was one of you lot, I think. If I'm remembering it right.
Then what the fuck was your ma?
My mom was awesome. And a werewolf. And he takes another big drink. And you also hear from down the same tunnel he came, "Dumpster diver, for fuck's sake, stop singing and running ahead of us."
More of you.
And you see 3 more people walk up too. He's clearly the oldest. The others, you see one man who is... Oscar, if you didn't know any better, you'd think this guy was a troll who just never chrysaliced. He's enormous. Like, he looks like a thumb and like has like a short buzz cut. He has just very simple clothes, t-shirt, jeans. There's one woman who is also dressed very casually. She has a blind left eye, as well as what looks like a heavy amount of claw marks scarring around it. And then she is shaved bald. And the last one is a younger man, maybe you'd guess 17, something like that. And he's just got his arms crossed. He has like really tousled curly blonde hair and just some pale blue eyes. He seems a bit like horrified by the whole situation. The other two seem, like it's a casual Wednesday.
Esmeralda looks at Honey, and you can actually see the flame starting to flicker a bit on her. You might need those flashlights now.
Oh yeah, I totally packed about what?
And the
7 or 8?
flames dampen down, and then they go out.
And we're talking like the bitch ass mag lights, the ones where you could actually use it as a fucking weapon.
Mhm.
Oh,
she's got those.
security guard lights. Okay.
Yep,
You
she
got
throws-
the good shit.
Oh god!
So I
Tell me
point
I'm
mine
going
straight
into a
down.
tunnel.
Yeah, I point mine
We're
straight
going
down.
into a
then.
tunnel, and you're a house known for being warriors. Everything you guys have is also a weapon.
Yes.
It is a fucking weapon. So she'll pass them to everyone. She'll be like, "I got snacks. Y'all need them. I don't know if y'all are hungry."
No.
Dumpster diver, or Rooney, as he introduced himself, just turns and grins. "Sorry, I smelled the smoke. I have more reason to be pissed at it than anyone else."
What the fuck was it?
What was it?
The bald woman speaks up. What he just dispatched is known as a Fomori.
The fuck?
Or
You say?
Or Fomor. For you all, that means something very specific. The Fomor were who the Dark Kith, the Thalane, served. And does anyone have Greymare or Academics?
I have 3 dots in Greymare.
Okay. If you have any ranks in either of those skills, you can roll Intelligence plus that.
Yeah, I have 2 in Greymare.
Would I have done anything with them in House Scathage?
Not you in this case, no.
3.
4.
Okay.
I got 2, but I got 2 1s, so I got nothing.
Okay.
4.
Okay. For those who got the successes, you actually have heard of this. There's like a group of werewolves or something called Fina, something like that. And your kind has had some pacts with them in the past. Most notably, in some decent ancient history, they helped you all combat the Fomori. And they've since named other enemies that they face the same.
Why didn't you say so? Say who you were last time. We could have been buds, even more buds than we are now.
Look,
Fiona.
Oh, you know of them. We don't have any amongst us, but... Oh, no, yeah, of course you guys would know about them. What am I
I guess you
saying?
know these names.
Sorry, I am Esmeralda. It is a pleasure.
Good to meet you. I'm Rooney, dumpster diver, if you need a more official name.
Official.
And you see the guy who looks like a thumb, just... John.
Pleasure.
beats into ground.
Eva's
Yeah.
wearing an apron and kind of like curtsies with the apron just as a thing.
The other three kind of like tilt their heads like, what the fuck was that about? Rooney doesn't seem to even be bothered by it. So you can clearly tell who's more used to interacting with Faye of the four of them. The teenager is staying quiet, his arms crossed. He's just sort of staying back, just staring at everything. Like he's a bit horrified at certain
He looks
ways
a little
for it.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, just a teeny bit.
Just a wee bit.
And then, oh God, who was the last one that I
The woman.
described? Oh yeah, the
Scarred
other,
woman.
yeah. And she just gives a nod. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. My name is Midnight Star.
Thank you for your assistance with it. And she looks at Romy, and I suppose, she looks over at Malice and says, we should probably get going if we're going to beat Nightfall.
You see, Malice is chewing on something.
Hmm.
You don't know what. Doesn't sound
Her
from the inside of his...
curiosity does not extend to the diet of red caps, okay?
Man, picking and choosing.
Although with the amount of perception you have, you would still notice that Famore kind of has a finger missing.
Yeah.
It's not curiosity if you already know what the answer is.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I don't need to be curious to know what that is. He's eating the leftovers. Yeah.
Red caps are gross.
Yeah, they're gross.
It's not their fault. They just are.
Rooney, do you and your kind hang out in these tunnels?
Not normally. This was a special mission. We're hunting those, and he points at the corpse.
There's more of them.
There's always more of them. They're everywhere. You've probably even met some without knowing. They're good at hiding. Well, maybe not these ones. They're kind of eye-catching. But it was also my responsibility to get them, as many of them as I can. I'm just making up for fuck-ups.
Are they in the tunnels now?
I'm sure there's more, but we were only tracking this one as far as I could tell right now. There was only enough smoke for one of them that we've seen.
So wait, you've been down here for a bit then, and you kind of come back
since
down
last night.
periodically?
No, we just camped.
Okay, but is that your first time? You've been here before, though, it sounds like, tracking these types of things, or no?
I mean, tracking these, yeah, we've used the tunnels before, but they're usually just for quick travel around the city.
Have you seen anything that doesn't belong?
That's an odd question to ask, only because a lot of things down here don't belong,
You
including
remember
us.
You remember that woman in the red coat you saw going in and out of that gate that one time?
I do.
You've seen her down here.
Yeah.
Recently, have you seen her down here?
Yeah.
How recent?
I mean, we didn't have a watch, and there's no sunlight, so I don't know how long we've been down here. But we got in about like 7 o'clock last night when we started searching down here.
You know
Something
what she was
like that.
doing?
And she was here.
I just saw her like down one of the tunnels. She just walked past an intersection.
Could you take us back there?
Sure.
Thank you, Rooney.
And you see the scarred woman. Hang on a second, dumpster diver. Are you really going to divert what we're doing just to help these people? Look, it's half a second. Chill. And
I mean, we did help with this. We did kind of do some damage to him.
I didn't fuck it up. They did. I just... What's the term, young man? And the teenager. Kill steal? Yeah, that's it. Kill steal.
Knows where it's at. Knows.
He's like a... What's it called, kid? Gamer? Yeah.
Gosh, Rooney, don't ever change. Don't ever change.
You sound like my tennis instructor.
If you need help, with more of them, I can offer my assistance to pay you
Might
back.
take you up on that later on, but without any prep time, I don't want to endanger you with our shit unnecessarily. In singles, they're kind of dangerous. When you get like a dozen of them,
A dozen.
You do realize we just bitch slapped him and it made it an easy fucking kill for you, right? I mean,
yeah.
this does show we do know what we're fucking doing in fights, right?
Why
Remember
are
that
there
she's
so
the
many
one
under
saying that, not me.
Denver?
Oh, well, they're not just under Denver. They're up top, too. They've
Why
been...
Denver?
Why not?
There's like this weird stuff, like cigarettes just keep getting cheaper and cheaper and more people keep smoking and... Oh, here, I can give you all some free advice right fucking now. If you see anything on any labels, on any products or any stores or anything, and it says owned whole or in part by Pentex, don't go there. Don't use the product. Don't eat the food. None of it. You don't want it. It won't be good for you.
Noted.
And you all have heard of Pentex. They're a mega corporation. They have fingers in a lot of pies.
Okay, well,
but
can we get going?
he's walking away and he just waves. Don't worry, you all know I can find you. And they're like, yeah. And you hear John beats into ground just say, don't die. Oh, come on. If I didn't die from wrestling you, I'm not going to die from this. And he leads you, takes a couple different turns down the way that they had come. It's about a 3-minute walk before he comes to another intersection. This is where I saw her, and he points down like 2 more intersections. That's where I was standing. And she went this way, and he points down one of the tunnels.
Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna bend down and see if there's any telltale signs. Do a little detectiving.
I think I'll say some perception investigation would be very appropriate for that. And while you're looking, Oscar, Rooney is going to walk over to you, Ace, pat you on the shoulder. See you around, kid.
Good to see you, Rooney. We should definitely actually see each other non-accidentally at some point. And just hang out. You seem like a cool guy.
I like tacos.
Let's get tacos then. Tacos are great.
Excellent. We can go to that place. What's it called? Pinche Tacos. Those are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which,
All right,
by the
thanks for
way,
your help.
folks, Pinche Tacos is a real place.
It is.
I mean, it's not called that anymore, but everyone still calls it that.
Yeah. 4 successes.
You do see in the dust of the, there's a bunch of stone everywhere. There's going to be dust. You do see some footprints leading off in that direction. They're not the freshest, but you can see them clearly enough. You can see them clearly enough to follow.
Someone was here. They go off in this direction.
But yeah, the only thing I can say, if you have to get into another fight with any of those, beat the fuck out of them. They're not human anymore. Don't worry. I promise you, you do not need to feel guilty about taking them out. You're doing everyone a service if you do.
I think these 2 got that covered.
Yeah, I'll fucking beat one up again.
I'd also say, and he points to you, Esmeralda, that fire thing you were doing, they burn pretty easy.
Noted.
Fire is a great deterrent, especially for these. Who would have thought smoke takes to fire?
Science.
But yeah, pleasure to meet the rest of you. Always happy to meet more Kithane. And, well, I got to get back. I don't want to abandon them. They're useless without me.
Thanks for your help.
And he drops down on all fours, and by the time he hits the ground, he is a fairly old-looking wolf. Well, kind of a wolf. He's really scrappy. There's patches of fur missing and stuff. He looks not the best cared for wolf, but a wolf all the same. And he just nods and then runs back the way that he escorted you all. And it's only about now that you all have finally stopped smelling cigarette smoke. Because that smell clings to clothing like no one's business.
Yeah.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, he's pretty solid.
You know he guards a Trode too?
No shit, really?
Yeah. Well, a new one. He found it. Well, I don't
Damn.
know how he found it. You know, he guards it. He watches who comes in and out. That's how he knew who Redcoat was.
That's pretty dope.
And Ace, by this point, you're fairly certain he's a werewolf.
No way.
Would never have guessed.
On good authority.
You
she might
certainly
be.
keep interesting company, Ace.
Duh. They typically make the best dreamers if you find interesting company.
Not wrong.
And you all walk, and after a point, there's no more intersections. It's just a hall. And you start hearing a noise. Comes in threes, but it's not consistent. Sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower. And you see a door at the end of this hall, which is odd because it doesn't look like a spot where a door should be. So it looks like it's very out of place around the surrounding area, like it was recently put there. And the sound is clearly coming from behind the door. It's a front door, by the way, to like a house.
Softly check it.
All right.
See if
Just
it's unlocked.
it does. The handle moves when you test it, and it doesn't make a sound. It's whisper quiet.
I don't like this.
What is my serendipity telling me?
Now you want to ask it?
Now I
You're
want to
seren-
ask it.
Your serendipity is saying, that way seems good.
Yeah, so as Oscar is hesitating, Esmeralda grabs the door handle and pulls the door open, or pushes it open, whichever
It's
way
push.
it goes.
It's push.
Mm-hmm.
And as the door swings open, you all see a larger room, if you can call it that. It's, you know, when you like go into a business and in the back they have like one room that is all just for storage, but they also like use it for other things. So it's storage that constantly gets moved around.
Mm-hmm.
You see that. You see like the wire, like metal black shelves with various like boxes and stuff on it. You see like plastic bins here and there, like odd knickknacks, like a soccer ball, a fucking like an old scale, just a whole bunch of like random crap. And then sitting at one of those collapsible like cheap poker tables, you see one man who is fairly short. You'd guess 5'3", 5'2". He's fairly short. Bald head, pale, just a little darker white than my shirt. Solid black orbs for his eyes. He has a very flat sort of face. It looks gaunt and a bit skeletal in terms of like how the skin holds onto him. He's wearing a fine suit, all black with a white shirt and a black tie. And his hands are also just as pale, but they start to turn more gray as they reach the tips. And by the time they get to the nails, they are solid black. And then they go off for another few inches of some wicked sharp-looking claws. And he's flicking through the pages. That his claws, you'd think sharp claws like that would just cut this paper. He's not cutting it at all. But you can even see from here the cover of the book he's reading. History of an Anatomical Study. And then sitting catty corner to him, throwing a red rubber ball against a wall to the floor and back to him, is, you're fairly certain it's a troll. He has a bluish green tinge to his skin. His horns grow, but the left side grows outward where the right side grows more up, like they didn't quite form right. He has scars on every visible part of skin, and he is big, like several inches bigger than Oscar. And he seems bored, while the other one just seems to be reading and just calm. And they don't notice you come in. They both seem too absorbed in what they're doing.
Do any of
And
us
y-
like
and you're also-
recognize them?
No, they don't seem familiar to any of you as far as you've seen. And they can't immediately see you because while you have line of sight to them, there's also still a lot of shelving and stuff between you and them. So it's more probably a case of because you're not directly in perspective for them, they can't see you, but you can easily see them.
Am I feeling drawn directly to them or drawn like around the room to somewhere else?
To them. It's your serendipity is saying those right there. You're supposed to
Esmeralda
be here.
will walk around the shelves to stay out of their line of sight.
Okay. Dexterity, stealth. Right, because stealth is a skill for all who wish to roll it.
Yeah, I don't have stealth. So I will burn a willpower for a success.
Okay. Diff 7, by the way.
Okay.
Blair's just standing where they are. Like, they aren't going to
Okay.
try and go in further. They'll let them do all that.
That is 2 successes.
Okay.
If I see her going, I have to go in too.
Okay. Are you also
You didn't buy me
stealthing?
drinks. You don't have to do shit. But
I know you're not a fighter, and if you're gonna get in
But
trouble, you're
Esmeralda
gonna need someone to pull you out of the fire.
literally, she's just working her way. You know, she's not touching any of the shelves. She's just walking kind of between them and being quiet. She's not necessarily trying to be truly stealthy, just being quiet and observing them as she circles around to come directly into their line of sight.
They seem fairly casual. You see, like, on the table is like a cheap bottle of water each, just so they have something. You do see, once you have a different angle on them, in the corner is like an old beat-up mini fridge that is plugged into an outlet and has like a distinct like buzz to it. The light source is a single like long fluorescent bulb directly above their table. Not in the center of the
Are
room.
there
It's
any
more towards
other
the back.
doors in the room?
Yes, there is 2 other doors. One behind the troll sitting there, and then one directly across from the pale individual. And you see the pale individual suddenly, his head shoots up. You're standing at the back of him now, right?
Mm-hmm. And
So
she just
he doesn't
smiles.
seem to. Tall one,
Huh.
and he catches the ball. What?
Hello.
And they both whirl. The big one immediately is just looking like, troll.
And
big,
here's this
aggressive and mean.
captivatingly beautiful Ishu just smiling at them.
The other one just looks and still has a placid expression on his face. Like he honestly, and you can tell, you don't need the empathy roll, he is unmoved by your appearance.
Of course. It's
He
fine.
couldn't care less.
It's fine.
And you see him look to the troll. Well, that's different because what I sense is coming from over there, and he points to the door behind the troll. Would you all give us one moment?
Take all the
Tall one-
moments you need.
Tall one, go check the door. And the troll goes over, opens the door. There you are! And slams the door behind him and rushes out. And you hear a scuffle that slowly gets further away. Well, since my muscle's gone, would you all care to take a seat? And he points at very mismatched chairs. The tall one was sitting in an enormous beanbag chair, but it's just like they just scrounge this stuff from everywhere.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
sitting in an office chair.
Esmeralda will go around the table and take a seat.
Would you all care for some water or snacks?
No, thank you.
And he shuts the book, sets it down, steeples his clawed fingers. I'll admit I haven't seen many Kithane down here. I'm surprised that you're here.
We're surprised that you're here.
You shouldn't be. This is an ideal location for us. Nothing else comes down here.
Nothing.
Well, until all of you and that. And he nods off towards the door.
Nothing except for someone whose footprints led us directly here.
Never trust a she to be careful, I suppose.
So tell us
Don't.
about this she.
What do you wish to know?
Tell me the story. And she just sits back and crosses her arms.
We were hired to cause trouble as a distraction in the city.
So you murdered people.
What's so wrong about that? It's just murder.
I'm not passing judgment. Tell me the story.
We were hired by Lady Rhiannon, and I believe by extension her employer, to start killing. It worked for us. We needed the bodies anyways. But it was for a distraction as far as I have surmised. And then the explosion hit, which was also rather refreshing. And we, I will admit, lost ourselves slightly afterwards. It's hard to have that much glamour and not feel a little bit washy, as the case may be. And we decided to keep going because we were never asked to stop.
Did she ask you to stop at her last visit?
No, I believe she was just dropping off something, and he points over towards a cardboard box that looks like it was done. It's done the folding thing where they just folded the corners around so that it's just a weird like square with no tape on it. If you wish to check, I believe it's just payment.
Someone else can check that. Esmeralda's literally not removing her eyes from this creature.
Yeah, I'll go over there.
Okay. It's just on a shelf. Like, it doesn't seem like it was placed with any real care aside from it's there.
Eva's peeking over Oscar's shoulder.
Okay.
That's impressive. I'm tall.
Well, it's more to
around
the
his
side.
shoulder. Yeah.
Fucking
He's
troll.
climbing
Under
your
his
back.
arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's yodeling as she digs the ice picks into your shoulders and climbs
Squirrely little satyr.
He doesn't even feel it. That's the best part. But do you open it?
Yeah, use the axe head.
Okay. In very little detail, organs. Livers, hearts, the occasional lung, other things that you may not be able to identify as easily.
This is
But
not
organs.
payment.
What do you mean? It's what I requested. I'll admit I've also padded it with some of the ones we've taken from the ones we've taken out as well. So there's more than she actually
Storyteller, refresh
supplied.
my memory. I know we got told what this thing is. What is it?
Gassed.
Aghast. Okay.
Actually, intelligence gray mare.
Okay.
For any who feel that they'd want to surmise some info about these things.
Yeah.
3 successes if it's difficulty 6 or 7.
It is difficulty 6.
Okay.
I'm not going to make it that hard because you all have been exposed to this info a bit before.
1 success.
1.
Okay. For the 1 successors, yeah, ghasts are Thelaine. They're one of the Dark Kith. They are known to be serial killers more often than not. Not always, but most of the time when they've been encountered, they've been killing people. You're not entirely sure why. Esmeralda, ghasts eat organs. They have to. The same way that you are reckless, the same way a redcap is always hungry and pissy, they have to eat organs.
And she says, no, it is payment. It's payment because it is his diet.
We're waiting for the cooler. They shouldn't spoil, though.
I don't think it would really matter, would it?
I prefer fresh food.
I understand. Preference has
Doesn't
its
everyone?
place. Of course.
Actually, honey, you would know this. Sorry. Ghasts are the Thelaine equivalent of redcaps.
Mm-hmm.
So he's technically your dark cousin.
Oh,
and redcaps hate ghasts.
Esmeralda's
They hate them.
legit just stalling this guy until somebody else decides they're going to do something with him. Okay. She's the distraction.
I'm on the precipice.
Okay.
I'm on the precipice.
So,
That's not what I wanted to find in the box, I'll tell you that.
the troll there.
Oh, not a troll.
Oh, no?
As far as you all could tell, that looked like a troll. Like, there was no
Sure
difference
looked
between
like
him and
one.
Oscar aside from, like, basics.
I mean,
Dark
an awful
troll.
big one, but you know.
I believe the term is ogre.
Oh,
Oh.
The dark
And Oscar,
equivalent.
even you remember ogres, the
Yeah.
dark cousins of the trolls.
hmm.
And they're
More-
different from trolls in that they don't need to be bound to their oaths the way you all are. They're just stupid. Like, historically, they're dense and stupid as fuck.
The more I hear, the less I want to hear you talk.
I'm sorry for that.
So what were you a distraction for?
I believe it was something about political gain. We did not
Whose
ask many
gain?
questions.
Of course not. You were getting what you wanted out of it.
Precisely.
I know.
I do have a proposal for you all if you wish.
Oh, you can state it.
I will tell you everything I know. In exchange, you let the two of us leave. The city, to be precise. We won't come back.
Well, I do say that really depends all on the quality of your information.
I know the location of one Aggie Sprocket. Would that be useful?
Is she involved in this?
Nominally. I believe it was her device that caused the influx.
Yes.
But she's more help than people realize.
Was she involved in giving the device directly to these people in this instance? Or did they
No.
just happen? No?
From what I can assume, it was probably stolen from her. Although, not that she could have stopped it.
Why not?
She's unenchanted. She doesn't know about this side of the world. I believe she's being kept in a secret room in her basement, from what I've heard.
Hmm.
And it was Lady Rhiannon and the Duke who put her there.
And is the
And
Duke Lady Rhiannon's employer for this situation?
I assume that he is her employer in all matters.
Hmm.
I'm not sure why she would work for a Dantain, but I suppose that's her choice.
Dantain, what does that term mean to me?
Dantain are corrupted kith. They all are. It's odd. The dreaming both hates and holds on to them. It holds on to them because even if they die and reincarnate into another person, the fact that they are a Dantain is not purged. It follows them from life to life. Because Dantains have committed some awful mistake and no one's even sure what the criteria is to become one, because it seems to be different for everyone that people meet. But they are the twisted and the corrupt. They are the ones that have been driven insane by that corruption. And often Dantain have goals that are, they assume beneficial to them, but really just destructive naturally. But Dantain oftentimes will find ways to destroy or warp or take sources of glamour. Dantain are often killed if they are discovered to be in a freehold because they can poison a balefire. They have access to an echo of an ancient art called ruin, which oftentimes can destroy various and sundry things of glamour in some way or another.
You are telling me that the Duke of House Gwydion here in this city is a Dantain?
Yes.
It is
And
a
no one
bold
knows
claim.
about it?
Tall One confirmed it when we met him.
And how can Tall One confirm that?
Ogres have a very good sense of smell.
Oh.
They can sense their own. And while Dantain are different, they're similar.
Oh, indeed.
I think we're better.
You would.
But that's because the dreaming is punishing them. The dreaming isn't punishing us.
She looks directly into the black orbs that is his eyes and says, "Gather your ogre and leave. Now."
He stands up slowly, and you see he makes care to not let his claws like puncture anything as he stands up, walks over to the door. Tall one, are you down there? I got him. We can bring him with us. And you see the tall one step back through. He has to duck under the doorway, and he's dragging on the floor an unconscious she-man with short brown hair. You don't seem to recognize him. But the she is wearing like a breastplate. He has a sword in a sheath, although it looks like it was bent so it couldn't be drawn. And he is beat to hell. Like, just, this ogre did not hold back even a little bit. And he just drags him through. So, are we killing these people too? No, it's fine. That we've reached an accord. Small one, please don't use these big words. What's an accord? Agreement.
She stays.
Deal. We made a deal. And you see the ogre, like his grip on the collar of the she, like get a bit tighter. Well, he's mine.
The
I'd
she
beat him fair and square. Fuck off.
stays.
Manipulation,
Wait.
intimidation, Oscar.
Hold on. We can do this in a friendly little brawl, not to the death, but winner takes the she.
Ace, from you, let's do charisma persuasion. Wait, no, not persuasion, expression, sorry.
Outgoing?
Not in this instance.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Get used to that kind of treatment.
I would say outgoing is good for like first impressions or trying to get someone to open up for you with things like that. You're trying to be a negotiator, which while outgoing would help, I don't think it's enough to apply the specialty in this case.
Difficulty normal?
Yes. Difficulty of 6.
2 successes for me.
Okay.
3.
Okay. He looks between Oscar and you. He holds the she one-armed by his collar and just drops him. You can take him. And he points at you, Oscar. If I can hit you once, consequence-free.
Try it.
He cracks his knuckles and rears back.
The second he rears back, I punch him in the face.
Then you guys are doing a contested roll.
Yep. I'm going to use a willpower point for this.
Funny, so is he.
No. That's a bitch move, but okay.
Oh, it's not a bitch move when you roll that shitty. All right. He has 1 success.
Oh. I see my rolls have come back around. I've rolled 2 successes because of a 1. Otherwise, I'd have 3.
You managed to pop him in the lip before he can... By the aim, it looked like he was trying to hit you in the temple.
Yeah. So my hand comes up instinctively just to kind of block him as the other one cocks out like a shotgun.
And he holds his lip, and as you pull away, you do see that you managed to draw a bit of blood.
We tried.
Fucking troll cock monkey bastard. And he's just muttering as he walks towards the other door. And the small one then steps around. Feel free to take anything in here. It's not our room. And then he opens the door. He goes through. Then the tall one turns, gives all of you one of those, and then slams the door behind them.
Blair's gonna punch Oscar.
Can you please stop?
I didn't get to throw a punch in. I'm the one that suggested the fight.
And it wasn't going to be a fight with an ogre. It's going to be one less ogre in the world.
I mean, if you chose to take it that way, you chose to take it with it. That's fine. I just had, as a Chloricon, had to get a punch in the brawl. And they walked out before I could. And, well, you were near the troll. And the other guy, if I punched him, I'm pretty sure y'all would have been really upset with me.
No, I wanted to kill him.
Oh, so I should have done it, is what I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, I
could've
would turn
turned
around
into
and
a
assassinated
fighter.
him.
If it helps for all of you, culturally, you didn't have to cooperate with the Thelane at all.
No, not at all.
There's no precedence of
No,
your
no, no,
kinds
no.
interacting.
No, the fact that
No.
the issue did might be because she has a certain flaw.
And a civil argument was presented instead of something from
Exactly.
aggression.
Exactly. and literally,
And you do see they didn't grab it, but the box of organs is gone.
of course. She assumes the way that they walked out is the way out, so she just walks through that door and leaves everyone there.
Pick up the she.
He groans but isn't conscious. Like, not in the slightest. He's not conscious, and the only reason he still looks good at all is because he's she. That ogre fucked him up.
Lord Vincent's going to get a visit from me. And firemen carry him out.
Okay.
Honey already followed Priscilla out.
Is there anything else useful in the room? Well, they said they borrowed it. Do we know who they're borrowing it from or anything? Or like,
I mean, the assumption could be Lady Rhiannon, since she seemed to know where this room was, but
yeah.
not. Perception investigation or intelligence investigation, whichever you feel you'd look around with more. And Esmeralda, you do see just a little ways down, there is a staircase leading up.
Okay.
Looks like it was roughly carved, but it's a staircase all the same.
That's 2.
2. Woo! And I got a 10 on the die. Damn, you guys are lucky this session. You do see it's a display case off in a corner. Doesn't look locked. It's just like, it's like got walls but no top, so people can still look down and see it.
Mm-hmm.
And in there, you see a single 6-sided die, about the size of maybe a baseball.
Blair's gonna take it.
It's not white. It seems to be a very nice polished blue. And the pips, instead of being carved and just painted black, have you ever seen like when someone's like worked with a sapphire for long enough that you see the star reflected in it?
Mhm.
The pips on the die are the stars you'd see in sapphires.
Hmm.
And it does feel a bit glamorous.
Yeah, Blair's gonna take it.
Okay.
Eva was waiting for Blair to do whatever the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, like Blair like shows like Eva's a dice. It's like, look, you wanna roll it?
Okay. It is shiny though.
You sure you don't wanna roll it?
Yeah, I'm fine. You roll it.
Blair drops it.
Okay, I need to look something up. And just to warn you all, we are approaching the end rapidly because I've already gone over.
Yeah.
It's quick.
Sorry.
You're all fine.
Yeah.
Blair's
Thing-
curious.
Things happened as they happen when they happen.
There was no parent to stop you. So
There really wasn't.
I fully expected this to happen. The
Mhm.
moment he was like, you find a die in a box, I was like, here we go.
No one looked around.
Okay. As the die hits, tap, 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 and it finally rolls to a stop. It comes up 1.
Oh shit.
and you see that the shelf that it was near starts rapidly rusting. And a few of the supports seem to wobble a little bit as it seems to age rather quickly.
Well, that's a little intimidating.
We have just found an artifact for a not well-known type of magic. I will call this a successful day, Ray.
Hey, Vray. You have a wooden spoon that does a much similar but weaker effect. You can recognize Kronos when you see it.
Player's gonna pick it back up, put it in their backpack, and
High five, you got one too.
yeah, we should battle them sometime, see what happens.
Oh my god, that'd be funny.
And I'm guessing you all are headed out and up the stairs.
Yep.
You do come out through a door. You're still in downtown, but a different spot of downtown for sure. You seem to be... You're more in actual downtown proper, maybe near the YMCA where a troll was found after a chrysalis. Closer to that area. And I feel that's a great place to end the session. I'd like to thank my players for joining me. This was a fun session. I could tell they were invested, which is always a joy to see as a storyteller. But yeah, I think we can start wrapping up.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for season 1, episode 7 of Changeling the Dreaming Stained Glass. Join us on our Discord. This is where Maddox cast this show from. You'll want to join us there to talk about the game, to be part of the community, to possibly be able to play at virtual tables with us for future games. Definitely. And if you'd like to catch our back episodes, do so on YouTube. Links are in chat right now. And if you are interested in D&D 5e or Call of Cthulhu, you want to check out the Ishvel channel. We have amazing friends that do streaming on their own. Tell us, Junie, what you got going on at the RPG table.
The RPG table, we are going back on Saturday, so we're going to have some fun. Always trying to find out what Sun's doing and trying to have our new kindred try to survive just another night with wonderful political fun and enjoyment.
Yes.
My own channel, the cast has already seen the beginning parts of Uncle Oski's little picture going on there, and it was wonderful and amazing to be drawing that. I will also be on DC by Night on Sunday. We are starting our new season, and actually tomorrow I'm going to be on somebody else's channel doing 7C by a troll here.
So, Will, tell us what you got going on your channel.
I have my own channel, guys, here on Twitch where I do TTRPG stuff. Mondays are for Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition. Tuesdays, I alternate between Werewolf of the Wild West and Legend of the Five Rings. And Thursdays are for Old Gods of Appalachia and 7C, apparently. We're coming back for that. But if you want to catch me playing a never grumpy troll here on Wednesdays for the Changeling game, or Lovable Scamp of Lasombra and the Dark Ages game that's coming back, you can catch me here on the McStabbers. You can catch me on Friday for the rest of the month, Friday nights, with Shanky's Old Gods of Appalachia, where I play Preacher Green, who's a very different character altogether.
And Mischievous Red, what do you have going on?
Hi, yeah, I'm Mischievous Red. I stream on my own channel on Sundays at 5:30 Central. We're doing mini painting. I'm also one of the co-founders of Huntsman's Hydra, which does a bunch of random TTRPG stuff, merch, just knowledge, a lot of stuff. So you can check that on there on the Huntsman's Hydra website. I'm also a player, also in the Old Gods game that good old Uncle Oski mentioned, and I am in the normal Kansas City game too.
Mm-hmm.
That's on a break right now.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. And of course, we do have merch available in our Zazzle shop. That link is in chat right now. Make sure you're logged in because some of our merch is rated adult due to swear words. So you want to be signed in to verify your birth date so that you can see those things and purchase them, like the Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would t-shirt with the counselor slogan on the back. Yeah. And of course, if you would like to support this amazing cast of players, you can do so by donations or showing us your biddies. Yeah. And if you would like to support the channel, you can do so by subscribing here on Twitch, giving a KoFi donation on our KoFi page. Those links are in chat now. And also, if you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription a month. You might consider giving that to us. Coming up over the next week, we have Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Old Gods of Appalachia, The Blood Debt, second session. Yeah. 3 of us at this table are in that. And yeah, Shanky ain't fucking around. He's only got like 4 fucking sessions to, put us through the the ringer. So he's starting off strong. So join us for that on Friday. And then on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, there is Call of Cthulhu 7E with our amazing European GMTIS and You're Any, Not Your Outie, and other investigators doing all the sus-ass shit that's making them go insane around Victorian-era London. So yeah, check that out at 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we'll be back here for the finale of Season 1 of Stained Glass, A Changeling, the Dreaming Chronicle, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And of course, last but not least, I'm Mama McStabber. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm going to tell you, I deal with folks that not just have health issues, but also mental health issues. And if you are struggling right now, in chat, there is a list of organizations that offer crisis support that you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you are outside of the U.S. or tuning into this VOD, basically on YouTube, you can go to findahelpline.com. It is a website that provides crisis line resources for over 140 countries. So you can search for your location and your situation and find the resources you need. And please get vaccinated. Please get boosted, get vaccinated. Yeah. And make sure you're registered to vote because, yeah.
May I add something?
Sure.
Folks, as someone who has just recently got back into therapy, go to therapy. Even if you're not fucked up, you are.
Everybody's got something, trust me.
Mm-hmm. But even if you don't feel like your issues are worthy of therapy like I did before I started going, that's just your brain trying to stop you from actually going to therapy because it knows it works, but your brain kind of hates you, so it doesn't want you to.
Yeah, it's not the trauma Olympics, y'all.
Don't worry, you can teach your brain to love you again.
Mm-hmm.
Just takes a bit. But seriously, go to therapy.
Yeah.
It's as easy as a single phone call to an office.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Take care of yourselves, y'all. I want you around for a long time. Said with love, and we'll see you next time we stream.